a stepping stone to success. We live in a society that is obsessed with perfection and winning. We hide our mistakes because we feel deep shame. Social media shows us only the highlights of other people's lives. We think everyone is successful except us. This comparison creates a paralyzing fear of failure. We stop taking risks because we do not want to look foolish. However, failure is actually the most natural process of learning. Watch a baby trying to walk for the first time. The baby stands up and falls down hundreds of times. The baby does not feel embarrassed or think about giving up. It simply stands up again and tries a different way. We were all born with this resilience. As we grow older, school teaches us that failure is bad. We get a red mark on our paper when we make a mistake. We learn to memorize answers instead of exploring ideas. We lose our curiosity because we are afraid of being wrong. This fear limits our potential and keeps us inside our small comfort zones. We need to redefine what failure means in our minds. Failure is not the opposite of success, but part of success. It is just data that tells us what does not work. It is feedback from the real world. Without failure, there is no innovation and no growth. Every master was once a disaster who kept trying. History is full of famous people who failed miserably before succeeding. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about it, he said he did not fail. He just found 10,000 ways that did not work. His persistence turned night into day for the entire world. He viewed mistakes as necessary steps. J.K. Rowling was a single mother living on welfare before Harry Potter. She was depressed and had no money. Her book manuscript was rejected by 12 different publishers. They thought a story about a wizard boy would not sell. She could have quit, but she kept sending it out. Today, she is one of the richest writers alive. Michael Jordan is considered the greatest basketball player of all time. However, he was cut from his high school basketball team. He missed more than 9,000 shots in his career. He lost almost 300 games. He said that he succeeded precisely because he failed over and over again. He used failure as fuel for his training. These stories teach us that talent is not enough. Grit is more important than natural intelligence or luck. The ability to stand up after being knocked down is the key. Successful people do not have fewer problems than us. They just have a different reaction to problems. They refuse to let failure define their identity. Psychologists describe two types of mindsets regarding ability and failure. People with a fixed mindset believe their intelligence is static. If they fail, they think they are stupid. They avoid challenges to look smart. People with a growth mindset believe they can improve through effort. They see failure as a chance to stretch their existing abilities. When we struggle with a difficult task, our brain actually grows. The connections between neurons become stronger when we make mistakes and correct them. If we only do easy things, our brain remains lazy. We should seek out difficulties because they make us smarter. Comfort is the enemy of progress. We must learn to separate our performance from our self-worth. Failing a test does not mean you are a failure as a person. It just means you need to study differently next time. Losing a business does not mean you're incompetent. It means the strategy was wrong. Be kind to yourself when things go wrong. Feedback is the breakfast of champions, even if it tastes bitter. We often get defensive when someone criticizes our work. We try to justify our mistakes instead of listening. A growth mindset welcomes criticism because it helps us improve. We should ask what we can learn from this instead of getting angry. The first step to failing well is to admit the mistake quickly. Do not blame other people or bad luck. Take full responsibility for your actions. This gives you the power to change the outcome next time. When you blame others, you make yourself a victim. Winners focus on what they can control. After the emotional pain fades, you must analyze the failure objectively. Act like a scientist looking at an experiment. Ask yourself why it failed. Was it a lack of preparation or a lack of skill? Write down the lessons learned. If you do not learn the lesson, you are doomed to repeat the mistake. Then you must make a new plan and try again. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You must change your approach based on what you learned. Pivot your strategy, but keep your vision. The path to success is rarely a straight line. It is a zigzag road. Surround yourself with people who support your risk-taking. Negative friends will say, "I told you so," when you fail. Positive mentors will help you stand up and dust yourself off. They understand that failure is the price of ambition. A strong support network makes the journey much easier and less lonely. In the end, we usually regret the things we did not do. We do not regret the things we tried and failed at. We wonder what would have happened if we had been brave. Do not let the fear of failure stop you from living. A life spent making mistakes is more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Failure is the fire that forges strong character. It teaches us humility and patience and empathy. It makes success taste sweeter when it finally arrives. If winning was easy, it would not feel special. The struggle gives meaning to the victory. Embrace your scars because they show you survived and became stronger. So go out and fail gloriously today. Start that business or write that book or talk to that person. Be willing to be imperfect. Be willing to be a beginner. The world needs your unique contribution. Do not let the fear of a red mark keep you silent. Success is not a destination where you stop trying. It is a continuous journey of failing and rising. The only real failure is the failure to try. Keep moving forward no matter how many times you fall. Your future self is waiting for you to be brave right now.